Okay, guys, let's get into it. So I had a new student reach out to me today, said that he has the money beat down and he has 4 on the floor down, wants to know where you should go from there. We'll get to that in just a moment, but first, let's review those 2 grooves. Here's your money beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Remember, that's just kick, snare, and you can hear that on just hundreds and hundreds of songs, like Billie Jean and Back in Black are 2 of the examples I like to use because the drums are grooving, feel so good. You got John Robinson Jr. on Billie Jean and Phil Rudd on Back in Black with AC/DC, and the drums are real clear and easy to hear. The second groove is 4 on the floor. That's steady kick drum on 1, 2, 3, 4. You hear that on all kinds of dance music, disco to today's club dance music, what have you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. All right, where do we go from here? Well, it really depends on the student. It depends on what songs they like out of our book that we tend to work out of the first steps of the drum set. And it just depends on kind of how their brain works, on how they're hearing the beat. Some students have an easier time adding notes in certain places. So it really just kind of depends on the drummer. But let's just go ahead and start with page 22, Mary Jane's Last Dance, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And that is going to be a slight little variation on the money beat. We're going to add 1 little bass drum note. If you listen to that recording, you're going to hear some sizzles kind of in the hi-hat like this. We're not going to worry about that today. We're just going to focus on the kick and snare pattern. So here we go. Let's play it and then we'll talk about it. 1 and 2 and ready, play. Now that's quite a bit quicker than the tune, but that's fine. That's the groove, okay? It's kick, snare, kick, kick, snare. And again, you can hear that on just so many other rock, pop, country tunes out there. Now, the student that reached out to me said he's new to reading music. We haven't even had our first lesson yet. We've just been kind of texting and communicating. So I like to put people's minds at ease and say, hey, it's okay. We're going to get there. Your ear is the most important part of your musical training. The reading music is, of course, important, but it's nothing to sweat about and get anxious. So I like to create these little kind of, what would you call this? Just like a diagram, kind of a visual representation of the beat before we worry about quarter notes and eighth notes and standard notation. So you see here, you have these circles at the top. Those would be your hi-hats, the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And way down here connected to it is the bass drum. Because of course the bass drum is the lowest voice on the drum set and it sits on the floor. So there it is, there's the bass drum. So you play bass drum with the hi-hat. Then you play hi-hat alone. And then here you have this middle circle, see this middle tier, that's your snare drum. Okay, so there's all kinds of little techniques I use in lessons to help people understand the groove without having to go into a lot of music theory. I like to kind of pepper that into the lessons as we go on as needed. So let's play that groove 1 more time. I'll try to play it at a more accurate tempo for the Tom Petty song. So she grew up in Indian town. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, just the drums. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and with the hi-hat. You hear it's just 1 note difference from the money beat. The money beat we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just that 1 little bass drum. Okay, guys, hope that helps. We'll see you in lessons. Happy drumming.